Hey guys, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and I've definitely witnessed a lot of wild stuff, but one of the wildest things I've ever saw backstage was the altercation between Diamond Dallas Page and Big Poppa Pump Scott Steiner. Richmond, Virginia, Richmond Coliseum, WCW territory, bro. We're there, great crowd, live television taping, not sure if it's a Nitro or Thunder, I'm not sure. But me and Lex had a live interview we were doing about Goldberg, and we were making fun of his book, and we had an interview down. We're going to cut a live promo, which was rare. They usually didn't like us to do pre-tapes because they could fix them if you messed up and stuff. So we prefer to do live because it was easier for us not to put our outfit on twice. So we're backstage live, ready to go, and it's me, Lex, and Scott Steiner in the same promo, but me and Lex are talking about Goldberg, and Scott was talking about somebody else. But all three of us together in this one promo. So it's live, so we're already there, and it's got 5 minutes to go or something. Well, we were trying to figure out where Scotty's at. Like, where Scotty is, getting close to time to do this interview, and like 2 minutes away or something. All of a sudden, we see this big commotion over by the go position, and we start looking, and we get a little closer, and it's Dallas and Scott Steiner. So supposedly Scotty had gone out and ripped Kimberly apart on TV with the interview. Just did one of Big Poppa Pump's great interviews, and it belittled somehow, some way, he belittled Kimberly. So Dallas chooses to go mess with the biggest freak in the world, Big Poppa Pump Scott Steiner, and which, God bless Dallas. Dallas is tough. People don't know that, but Dallas is really tough. I saw him beat up Firebreaker Chip years ago in the locker room. He's held his own with several people, and Dallas is he's a tough guy. He's a big boy. He's tall, and he was always pretty tough. So he decides to pick on or defend his girl to Scott Steiner. Words are exchanged, and they lock up, man, and Dallas kind of takes him by the head, and they go down, and Scott Steiner worked his hand up and was trying to rip Dallas's eyeball out. He was digging, and it was bleeding, and he was raking his eye. Dallas had a real big scar, and Dallas is trying to keep Scott's finger out of his eye, of course. And so he's trying to step back. Well, finally, everybody gets it broke up and everything, and Dallas is bleeding and everything. But they break it up and all that. So we're thinking, well, there's no way Scotty's going to make this interview. There's no possible way. So me and Lex are there. Now there's like 30 seconds to go. So me and Lex are going back over what we're going to do. Hey, are we good? And all the directors are ready to go. All this mayhem has just happened. We're trying to get back situated. So we're ready, and we're going to do this in like 15 seconds. 15 seconds, guys, okay. You ready? All of a sudden, Scott Steiner steps in, and we're like, are you okay? Fine. I go, are you sure? And he wasn't hurt or anything, but he just had a fist fight. So he steps in, 5, 4, Scotty puts his headdress on, rocks it back, 3, 2, and Scott Steiner goes, let me tell you, and he goes into his Scott Steiner promo about whatever it was about. And me and Lex are like, is this really happening? But it's live. So me and Lex, of course, kept our composure, and Scotty got down with his promo, and me and Lex did ours about Goldberg and made fun of his book or something, and had a good promo. But, I said I've seen several fights backstage. This wasn't the best fight I've seen. I think the best fight was Paul Orndorff and Big Van Vader. But this was a dang good fight. But it just it got pulled apart a little too soon. But Dallas, if they wouldn't have broke it up, I do believe Dallas would have been really badly injured with his eye, because, man, the scar was like right at his lid, man, right at his lid there, and it was pretty deep. I mean, he took a chunk out of it. Them Steiner boys they're tough, man, and nobody wants to mess with them. But when Dallas first got Scotty, I really thought he had him, because Scotty went for like a single leg, wrestler trying to get him to the ground. And when he did, Dallas caught him by his head, and it looked like he had him pretty good. And he did have him good, and Dallas was strong, but Scotty's some big Poppa pump, you know. So he kind of muscled out of it, but they got into a situation where I told you his hand was crawling up Dallas's face. And when everybody saw that, that's when everybody kind of, you know, dove in. But during that, he raked it real bad. And I think Dallas still has a scar from there, you know. But, you know, it's crazy. We go through these things, and then 30 years later, 30 plus years later, it's Scott Steiner now and Dallas work out together, and Scotty comes over to do DDPY, and it's just good to see that you know, things do come back around. And like I said, Scotty and Dallas still talk. They're friends. Dallas does a lot of stuff with Scotty's kids, and they're all doing DDPY stuff. So it's a really good thing they made up with each other, because they were always great friends. But you know, you start dogging out somebody's wife or girlfriend or something, I think, you know, things happen. I never really found out what Scotty said about Kimberly, but it had to be pretty bad for Dallas to be as mad as he was. So I guess the story here, the learning lesson here is, be careful about cutting an interview on Dallas Page, because maybe you may get beat up. But again, Scotty was one of, you know, to be so professional, to come out of this fight and then step in right into a live commercial, promo for WCW. It shows you how popular and great Scotty was too. He was just one of the best. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos. And if you're interested in cool NWO shirts like this one right here, or other wrestling sports merch, click the link in the description of the video to jump over to Fanatics and place your order today. Ha ha!